We're going to take a look now. We want to show you guys a live look at Times Squares now. New Year's is a time to celebrate, and it's going to be just a huge celebration in Times Square. Just wait for it. This is what it looks like, 6:43 or so, New Year's Eve morning. We're going to get some advice on your party planning for New Year's Eve. That business coming up. Quick look at futures, and we'll be right back. Well, now it's time for our C-Suite sit-down, and there's still a little time left before your New Year's Eve party. And our next guest is going to help people celebrate on a budget. Marley Majcher is the CEO of the Party Goddess. She got up really early this morning. So good to have you. Marley, tell us a little bit about your business overall before we get to the party tips. How has 2008 been for you?
2008 has been a wild ride, just kind of like the markets. That's how the event planning business has been. It's been up and down. It's been great. Tons of learning and tons of great events. But then also we're sort of preparing and buckling down for 2009.
And that bunker mentality that Charles was just talking about. You said there's a lot of lessons you learned in 2008. Can you share a couple of them with us?
Yeah, that number one, you can never have too much cash. I mean, I can't tell you, I had so many unexpected things that came up. And I said to my business coach, you know, how much cash does a small business need to have? And I feel like there's just never enough. So when you go into business for yourself, you've got to keep that in mind, that you've just got to have those reserves for the unexpected things that come up. And who would have thought that the market would have tanked like it has? I mean, we all thought maybe it'll go down, but I certainly didn't suspect that it was going to be this bad.
And do you invest in the market as well as run your own small business? Is that how
yes, I invest in the market, and like a lot of small businesses, I have a line of credit, which you get nervous about because you think, oh my God, are they going to freeze my line of credit? Knock on wood, thank God they haven't. But you just start anticipating all these different things, and I think if you're somebody like me who's been at it for a while and I'm on my game and I'm paying attention to what's going to happen in the market, I'm sort of going, okay, what if they do this? What if they do that? Whereas I don't know that I've had that what if mentality for quite a few years now.
Well, it sounds like, it's good that we got through 2008. Some of the lessons you mentioned about cash and otherwise is something that investors are learning at every level, no matter where they are in the market, Marley. So let's switch gears a little bit here and let's talk parties, because maybe we all need a little bit.
It's New Year's Eve.
We need a little celebration here. Marley, maybe give us some tips. So give us some tips, if we're planning our parties tonight or anything like that in the future, what are some key tips from a professional?
Well, listen, you want to have a good time no matter what. The market, yes, is bad, but people are not coming to your holiday party or to your New Year's Eve party to talk about, like, hi, I just lost, $1 million in the market. So you want to keep it light. You want to keep it fun. If you're a hostess, you need to be cognizant of the fact that people might have just lost their job. My God, maybe they're losing their house, but they want to come. It's a respite from the storm. You want to do fun things like sugar your rims. That's what I always say. Take superfine sugar, dye it a color. Dip your rims for your martinis, even for the kids, color their milk, have neon straws. There's just fun stuff to liven it up a little bit. We need a little bit more lighthearted something. My God.
I'm glad you mentioned that milk is for kids, not the martini glasses, because that would be a completely different party. We were showing some of your tips on the screen, Marley, and one of them you said is 2.5 glasses for every guest. So is that like 2 wine glasses and a shot glass, or what's going on there?
Well, it depends whose party you're going to. If you're going to one of my parties, you're probably going to have a few more than 2.5 glasses. But yeah, I kind of like to tell people you want 2.5 all-purpose glasses per person. And the reason is people say, oh, listen, my party's not going to be for that long. People keep the same glass. They're going to sit down to the table with it. Forget it. They don't. They're chatting. They lose their glass. They move from the cocktail hour to sit down for dinner. And the next thing they know, they need another glass. And you don't want to run out. The last thing you want to be doing as a hostess is going back and washing dishes. I mean, forget it.
All right, Marley. So give us some insight. Where are you going to be tonight? And what's your one big tip for all of us going out there to celebrate New Year's?
Well, my one big tip is make sure you have a designated driver and figure it out ahead of time, because then you don't have to stress about trying to find a cab or transportation. And where I'm going to be is where I usually am New Year's Eve, which is working. So I've got a big party tonight that I'm doing.
Hey, that's good. You're doing some business on New Year's Eve. That's a good way to start 2009.
I think so too, and I'm fired up. I love to work New Year's Eve. So.
Well, hey, Marley, we really appreciate you getting up, all things considered, and talking to us about this morning. We hope you do come back. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. And thanks for having me. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year as well. Well, that was great. Marley Majcher, there she is. Well, Wall Street was hoping for a better 2008, but we're